Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Dr. Supradip Das, Assistant Professor at the Department of Design, IIT Guwahati. And this is the 31st lecture of the course Introduction to Toy Design. Today's session focuses on the International Toy Safety Standards, requirements to export, and the importance of toy safety for exports. Second, the international toy safety standards of different regions, such as India, Southeast Asia, Europe, and the United States of America, and global standards. Third is approved materials for toys, safe and restricted materials. And fourth is age-wise toy segmentation. And the fifth topic is age-appropriate materials, materials suitable per age group. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the importance of toy safety standards for global exports and why compliance is essential for entering international markets. You will be able to identify major international toy safety standards including IS 9873, EN71, ASTM F963 toy safety standards, and ISO 8124 toy safety standard along with ASEAN guidelines. You will be able to recognize approved and restricted materials used in toys and understand how material selection affects child safety and regulatory compliance. Explain age-wise toy segmentation and why toys must be designed according to children's developmental stages. Also, select appropriate materials and design features for different age groups, ensuring toys are safe, functional, and suitable for the intended users. Let's first start by understanding the topic importance of toy safety for export. Toy safety is crucial for exports as it ensures compliance with international regulations like EN 71, ASTM F963 and ISO 8124, which are mandatory for entering global markets. Safe toys protect children from hazards such as choking, toxic chemicals, and sharp components, particularly in vulnerable age groups. Compliance also builds trust with buyers, strengthens brand reputation, and avoid costly recalls or legal issues. For exporters, especially from India and Southeast Asia, prioritizing toy safety reflects ethical responsibility and offers a competitive edge in a market that increasingly values safe and sustainable products. The next topic is international toy safety standard from different regions around the globe such as India, Southeast Asia, Europe, and global standards. Before discussing these standards, let us first look at what the general rules of international toy safety standards are. The general rules are: 1. ISO standards do not override the safety standards, regulations, and test procedure of local and federal governments and agencies. 2. Toys are designed and produced for a certain target group of children, When assessing whether a toy is safe, the development stage of the target age group must be considered. For example, how likely is a child of the target age group to swallow the small parts of a toy? What are the developmental expectations of the target age group? 3. Apart from self-evident and inherent risk, the toy should pose no risk to the well-being of children in the target market. The important question to ask is, can a child responsibly handle the toy without risk of injury? 4. Adult supervision of children when playing with the toy is still required because accidents can occur during play. You will need to test if potential injuries are preventable in the presence of an adult. And 5. While assessing the safety of a toy, it's presumed there will be reasonable wear and tear. Now we will talk about Indian International Toy Standards. BIS grants licenses to toy manufacturing units to use the ISI mark on toys based on an assessment of their manufacturing and testing capabilities through a factory visit as well as testing of toys in a BIS lab or BIS recognized labs as per the Indian standards. Toy manufacturing units holding BIS licenses are required to ensure that the toys manufactured by them undergo regular testing and follow a defined scheme of inspection and testing. As part of its market and factory surveillance activities, BIS conducts surveillance visits at the licensed toy manufacturing units and collects toy samples from both factories and the market. These samples are then tested at BIS labs or other labs recognized by BIS. Now let us understand each Indian standard in detail. First is the Indian standard IS 9873, Part 1. This outlines mechanical and physical safety requirements of toys, aligned with ISO 8124 Part 1. It focuses on minimizing potential hazards during normal and reasonable foreseeable use by children under 14 years. The standard includes design specifications to prevent risks such as choking, sharp edges, entrapment, and collapse. Age-specific safety measures are particularly emphasized for children under 36 months, including size limit on removable parts and strength tests for cords and elastics. The standard mandates safety features for toys with moving parts, projectiles, or foldable structures and requires clear safety warnings and usage instructions to guide caregivers in selecting appropriate toys. Second is IS 9873 Part 2. Flammability requirements. It specifies flammability requirements for toys to prevent burn-related injuries in children. The standard applies to toys made from textiles, stuffed materials, foam, or similar components that are worn on the body or brought near the face. It sets limits on flame propagation rates and prohibits the use of highly inflammable or melting materials. Flammability tests simulate real-life fire exposure, such as matches or open flames, to assess ignition risk and burn behavior. Toys that fail to meet these criteria must not be marketed, ensuring that costumes, plush toys, and tents pose minimal fire hazard during regular use or in the presence of accidental heat sources. Third is IS 9873 Part 4, Activity Toys for Domestic Use. This IS addresses safety requirements for indoor and outdoor activities toys like swings, slides, and climbing frames used domestically by children under 14. It incorporates guidelines from ISO 8124 Part 4 and focuses on structural stability, prevention of tip-over accidents, and entrapment risks. The standard mandates that all opening and accessible parts must be free from hazards like sharp edges and finger entrapment, and elevated surfaces must include appropriate guide rails. Safe anchoring systems, clear assembly instructions, and physical performance tests are essential. Toys must be labeled properly to ensure safety and proper use. Fourth is IS 9873 Part 5, Total Concentration of Certain Elements. IS 9873 Part 5 outlines procedures to measure the total concentration of 8 toxic elements such as lead, cadmium, arsenic, and mercury in accessible parts of toys. Based on ISO 8124 Part 5, this standard applies to toy materials including coating, plastics, textiles, and metals that a child may mouth, touch, or inhale. Using digestion and analytical methods like AAS or TCP or ICP OES, the standard helps prevent long-term health risks from toxic exposure. It is especially relevant for toys meant for younger children who are more prone to mouthing behavior. The regulation ensures manufacturers control and limit the presence of hazardous substances in compliance with both Indian and global safety expectations. 5 is IS 9873 Part 6, Graphical Symbol for Age Warning Labeling. IS 9873 Part 6 specifies the graphical symbols used for age warnings on toys, particularly the not suitable for children under 36 months symbol, aligned with ISO 8124 Part 6. The standard ensures that age warnings are clearly communicated through universally recognized symbols, which help caregivers and consumers quickly identify toys that may pose a risk of very young children. The standard defines the design, proportions, and placement of the warning label, requiring it to be visible, durable, and legible. It plays a critical role in preventing accidental exposure to small parts or hazards by alerting users about age-inappropriate products without relying solely on text-based language. 6 is IS 9873 Part 7, Finger paints, requirements and test methods. IS 9873 Part 7 outlines safety requirements for finger paints used by children, with a strong focus on chemical safety and hygiene. Based on ISO 8124 Part 7, the standard restricts the use of toxic substances such as heavy metals, preservatives, colorants, and microbial contaminants. It mandates the use of non-toxic, washable, and skin-safe ingredients and sets limit for pH value, preservative content, and bacterial load to ensure that the paints do not cause skin irritation or infections. Packaging must also be secure and labeled with clear instructions, including age recommendations and warnings. This part is essential for safeguarding younger children who directly handle or may accidentally ingest finger paints. Next is 9873 Part 8 Age Determination Guidelines. IS 9873 Part 8 provides guidelines for determining the appropriate age group for which a toy is intended. It is based on the developmental characteristics and typical play behavior of children in various age ranges. The standard helps manufacturers assign suitable age leveling and design configurations that align with physical, cognitive, and emotional capabilities of children. It includes age group classifications, example 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, etc. Along with examples of toy types suitable for each. This part ensures that toys are not only safe but also developmentally appropriate, reducing risks such as choking, frustration, or misuse due to age mismatch. Next is IS 9873 Part 9. Certain phthalates in toys and children's products. IS 9873 Part 9 addresses the restriction of certain phthalates, a group of chemical plasticizers used to soften plastics. In toys and children's products, this part aligns with international regulations such as those found in ISO 8124 Part 6 and European Union REACH. The standard prohibits or limits the presence of phthalates like DEHP, DBP, and BBP in toys that can be placed in the mouth, particularly for children under 3 years. It provides testing methods using techniques such as GCMS, gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, to detect and quantify phthalates. The aim is to minimize long-term health risks, especially endocrine disruption and reproductive toxicity, making it essential for ensuring chemical safety in soft plastic toys, tethers, dolls, and inflatable items. Toy safety standards, ASEAN countries. ASEAN has become the third largest exporter of toy products in the world after China and Europe, accounting for 864.09 million euros with exported toy products worth 255.36 million euros to the European Union in 2011. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, lacks uniform or harmonized legislation, directives, or policies regulating the safety of children's toys. Except for Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, there is an absence of comprehensive toy safety legislation within ASEAN member states. This absence raises concern among consumers, highlighting the need for a solid toy safety directive or policy in ASEAN to protect children. The establishment of the ASEAN Committee for Consumer Protection in 2007 by the ASEAN economic ministers is a step towards fostering consumer protection. The ACCP aims to ensure consumer protection legislation is in place, institutional capacity is strengthened, consumer access to information is enhanced, and mechanisms for consumer redress and recalls are in order. Some AMS like Brunei and Myanmar have proposed establishing a specific platform to address issues related to children as consumers, including developing safety programs and an ASEAN Code of Conduct for marketing to children. However, AMS faces safety failures involving various consumer goods with recalls of goods potentially used by babies or children, including toys. To overcome the lack of comprehensive legislation, a non-treaty harmonization mechanism could be used, where AMS with strong political ties establish joint recognition agreement to regulate toy safety. ASEAN also refers to the European Union as a model to enhance toy safety development and develop a directive or policy on toy safety to facilitate the free movement of toy products. Further, we discuss Europe's toy safety standard. EN71 is a toy safety standard formalized by the European Committee for Standardization under the Toy Directive 2009/48/EC. The EN71 toy safety standards was implemented to ensure the safety of children's toys and prevent harmful products from entering the European Union market. As such, it is a mandatory standard for all imported and manufactured toys in the Europe to be tested and comply with the applicable EN71 standards. What is classified as a toy from EN71? It is important to note the directive is subject to toys or products targeted at children under the Toy Safety Directive. All children's products or toys targeted 14 years or younger are subject to this directive. Some examples of product categories are below: electronic toys, soft toys, educational toys, arts, and crafts. Sometimes the difference between an adult's and the child's product can be hard to distinguish. However, there are certain criteria that help a manufacturer know whether or not their product would fall under the children product category. These include the play value of the product and how it will be used, where the item is being sold. For example, in a toys section, In a retail shop, the package, advertisement, or label of the product can make the product fall into the European Union definition of toys. Products with multiple usage. For example, a pencil sharpener with a clear children-friendly design. And now let us understand what products are exempted from EN 71. The directive does not apply to all products intended for those 14 years and below. Below are some examples of products that are exempted from EN 71. 1. Playground equipment is intended for public use. 2. Automatic playing machines intended for public use. 3. Toy vehicles equipped with combustion engines. 4. Toy system engine, toy steam engines, and 5 is slings and catapults. EN 622115 required for toys with electrical components, while the EN 71 European Toy Safety Regulations covers all toys. It is important to note that the toy may be subject to EN 62115 and other European Union directives, such as low voltage, if the toy includes any electrical components. Now we move ahead to further to understand what are the European standard EN 71. EN 71 specifically specifies safety requirements for toys and covers all aspects of safety for children and their toys. From material, design, construction, assembly, labeling, and packaging. The standard has been divided into 13 different parts. The majority of toys would fall under EN 71 Part 1 safety standard. But manufacturers must consider all these risks when designing and manufacturing toys. The standards under the Directive 2009/48/EC are 1. EN 71 Part 1 Mechanical and Physical Properties. 2. EN 71 Part 2 Flammability. EN 71 Part 3 Specification for Migration. EN 71 Part 4 Experimental Sets for Chemistry and Related Activities. EN 71 Part 5 Chemical Toys other than experimental sets. EN 71 Part 6 Graphical Symbols for Age Warning Labeling. EN 71 Part 7 Finger Paints. EN 71 Part 8 Swings, Slides and Similar Activities, Toys, Indoor and Outdoor Family Domestic Use. EN 71 Part 9 Organic Chemical Compounds. EN 71 Part 10 Organic Chemical Compounds, Sample Preparation and Extraction. EN 71 Part 11 Organic Chemical Compounds, Methods of Analysis. EN 71 Part 12 N-nitrosamines and N-nitrosetables substances. EN 71 Part 13 Olfactory board games, cosmetic kits and gustative games. EN 71 Part 14 Trampolines for domestic use. Let us also know what EN 71 testing is. The major type of toy safety test along with the EN 71 certified mean. EN 71 testing is a product that has undergone EN71 lab testing to assess whether it is compliant with requirements under the Toys Directive 2009/48/EC. The type of tests depends on which EN71 standard the product falls under, and it can vary from testing the product's flame retardant properties and substance restrictions to electrical safety. The major type of toy safety tests include mechanical and physical tests, flammability safety test, toy safety test, age warning labels, training and consulting on toy safety issues, abuse test, warning label, tracking label, chemical analysis, for example, heavy metals, phthalates, formaldehyde, and azo dye. That is, an azo dye is an synthetic dye whose molecules contain two adjacent nitrogen atoms between carbon atoms. And what does EN71 certified mean? A manufacturer or supplier that states their children products are EN71 certified means that the company has tested the product to ensure it meets the safety standards set by European legislation. The company would then have an EN71 test report that is limited to the particular material or product specification that was subject to the test. Next is the International Toy Safety Standard of the United States of America, ASTM F963. ASTM stands for Advancing Standards Transforming Market. The toy must meet the requirements of the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act, CPSIA. The goal of ASTM F963 is to uncover any dangers that may not be easily noticed by the general public when the toy is being used as intended. ASTM F963 also outlines the requirements and test methods for toys produced for children under the age of 14. The requirements vary according to the age groups. And to ensure children's safety, toys must undergo strict testing under international safety regulations such as CPSIA and ASTM F963. Under CPSIA testing, toys are evaluated for harmful chemicals and toxic materials. These includes testing for lead in the substrate and lead in paint or surface coatings, as well as 8 restricted phthalates such as DEHP, DBP, BBP, DINP, DIBP, DPENP, DHEXP, and DCHP, which are regulated under 16 CFR 1307. These tests ensures that toys do not contain hazardous substances that could harm children during use. In addition, ASTM F963 testing focuses on the overall safety and performance of toys. This includes physical and chemical testing. This test evaluates the structural safety of toys to ensure they do not create hazards during normal use or foreseeable misuse. It checks for sharp edges, small detachable parts, choking hazards, and mechanical durability to prevent injuries to children. Flammability testing. Flammability tests determines how quickly toy materials ignite and burn. Soluble heavy metals content. This test measures the presence of harmful heavy metals such as lead, mercury, arsenic, and chromium that could leach out if a child chews or ingests toy components. 4. Total lead content. Total lead testing ensures that overall lead concentration in toy materials remains within permissible safety limits. Excessive lead exposure can cause serious health issues, particularly in young children. Soluble cadmium in small metallic parts. Small metallic components in toys are tested for cadmium release. If swallowed or chewed, cadmium exposure can be harmful, so strict limits are enforced to ensure safety. Food contact article testing, specified by FDA 21 CFR 170 to 189. Toys that come into contact with food or are designed to simulate food preparation must comply with FDA food contact safety regulations. These tests ensure that materials do not contaminate food or release harmful substances. Labeling of hazardous art materials. Art-related toys such as paints, markers, or modeling materials must comply with labeling regulations. These labels inform consumers of any potential health hazards and provide safe usage instructions. Battery-operated toy safety testing. Battery-powered toys are tested to ensure safe electrical operation. This includes checking battery components, insulation, overheating risks, and protection against leakage or short circuits. Stuffing material cleanliness. For toys such as plush toys and dolls, stuffing materials are tested for cleanliness and contamination. This ensures that the filling materials are hygienic and free from harmful substances. Sound level testing. Toys that produce sound are tested to ensure that noise levels remain within safe limits. Excessive sound levels could damage a child's hearing, especially with toys designed to be used close to the ears. Magnetic toy testing. Magnetic toys are evaluated to ensure magnets are securely embedded and cannot easily detach. Loose magnets can be extremely dangerous if swallowed, as they may attract each other inside the body and cause internal injuries. Toy cosmetics, liquids, pastes, putties, gels, and powders. These products are tested for chemical safety, toxicity, and contamination. The testing ensures that materials such as slime, clay toy makeup, and similar substances are safe for children to handle and use during play. We will also discuss the global toy safety standards, ISO 8124. ISO 8124 Toy Safety Standard is an attempt by the International Organization for Standardization to establish a comprehensive set of testing methods and uniform standards for toy products meant to minimize potential hazards associated with toys. ISO 8124 has been modeled largely on the European Union's EN 71 and the United States ASTM F963. ISO 8124 Part 1 Amendment 1 and 2, safety aspects related to mechanical and physical properties. Part 1, with a few exceptions, covers all toys meant for children 14 years and younger. The focus of this section is on the physical and mechanical aspects of toys' various components. The standard published two amendments in 2020 to harmonize with ASTM F963 and EN71. Amendments include updated existing terminologies and the addition of new entries in Clause 3, Terms and Definitions, updated the expanding materials requirement and test method to align with ASTM F963 Part 23, revised the warning requirements of the code on the toy and the instruction requirements for projectile toys, replaced the original clause 4.19, rotors and propellers, by flying toys to more closely align with EN71 Part 1 and Amendment 1. Added leading edge requirement on rigid parts of flying toys. New test method of perpendicular tension test for rotor blades of flying toys. New test method of the tension test for rotor blades of remote controlled flying toys. ISO 8124 Part 2, Flammability. This section is concerned with the potential of all toys to catch fire under the slightest ignition source. Under the standard, particular attention is paid to toys meant to be worn. ISO 8124 Part 3 is migration of certain elements. The chemical makeup of toy products has come under increased scrutiny as more and more traditional manufacturing materials have been found to be hazardous to children's health. Toys come in constant contact with children's skin, and substances can thus be easily absorbed or ingested. This standard specifies acceptable substance threshold levels as well as methods of sampling and extraction prior to testing for migration of antimony, arsenic, barium, cadmium, chromium, lead, mercury, and selenium. And toy materials with established acceptable migration level include coatings, laminates, paper and cardboard, natural and synthetic textile, metallic materials, modeling materials, children's use paints, and packaging material. ISO 8124 Part 4 is swings, slides, and similar activities toys for indoor and outdoor family domestic use. This section addresses home playground equipment, also classified as activity toys, which is intended to bear the mass of one or more children, such as swings, slides, seesaws, carousels, rocking toys, climbing frames, fully enclosed toddler swing seats, and other products intended to bear the mass of one or more children. Safety standards cover aspects of these activity toys, such as their anchor, barrier, entrapment, and forced movement. Part 5 is determination of total concentration of certain elements in toy. Part 5 is associated with Part 3, migration of certain elements. It defines a method for determining the total concentration of the elements specified in ISO 8124 Part 3. Any material with total concentration limit below the prescribed threshold can also be considered in conformance with Part 3 of ISO 8124. In Part 6, certain phthalates in toys and children's products are considered. Over the last few decades, research has brought new focus to the potential harm of these commonly used plastic softeners because they are used as intermolecular lubricants and are not chemically bounded to the host material, phthalates, particularly those with slow molecular weight, can easily become separated from plastics. Phthalate residue, when ingested or absorbed by the body, has been linked to long-term developmental disorder such as disrupted hormonal development and reproductive disorder. The European Union introduced the first major phthalate restriction in 1999, which restricted the use of 6 phthalates. In 2008, both the United States and China implemented similar phthalate restriction standards. Part 7 is requirements and test methods for finger paints. Because of the tactile nature of finger paints and the fact that these substances will inevitably find their way to children's bodies through the mouth, the eyes, and the skin, this section focuses on the use of safe ingredients and limitations on impurities that may be found in these ingredients. ISO makes clear that these standards specifically applies to finger paints and not paints meant for the face or the body. Substances such as colorants, humectants, binding agents, and preservatives are addressed in this section, along with specific packaging and labeling requirements. And ISO Part 8, Age Determination Guidelines. One of the most important first step to toy development is determining the appropriate age for toy product usage. Part 8 is a technical report that harmonizes with leading national standards EN71 and ASTM F963 so that a reliable guide can be used to provide information about ages at which children begin playing with certain toys. It is useful for toy manufacturing and compliance evaluation agencies, as well as for toy product safety organizations and individual parents. The next topic is about approved material for toys, safe and restricted materials. In the European Union, the safety of toy is assessed using European standards EN and the International Organization for Standardization ISO. EN71 is a set of European product safety standards applying to all toys sold in the European Union, addressing issues such as mechanical and physical properties, flammability, and the migration of certain elements. Compliance with these standards provides a presumption of conformity with the requirements of Directive 2009. Particular attention is given to phthalates and lead in toys. Phthalates, chemicals used to make plastics more flexible, have released concerns due to potential adverse health effects. Some studies have linked exposure to phthalates with behavioral problem in children and allergic disease. The European Union has harmonized requirements banning certain phthalates in toys and children articles containing more than 0.1% of DEHP, DBP, or DBP. Similarly, lead-based toys are a concern, especially for those made of polyvinyl chloride, as lead compounds are added to enhance softness and flexibility. High level of lead can cause adverse clinical effects, especially in children, affecting the reproductive organs, immune systems, and brain development. Following recalls of toys due to safety standards violations, the European Union modified the 2009 directive, setting new lead limits for toys. European Union member states were required to adapt these new lead limit levels into their national laws. The ISO 8124 series also addresses the safety of toys, outlines criteria for structural features, flammability, and migration of trace metals. ISO 8124 Part 6 specifies a method for determining phthalates that could potentially adversely affect human health if used in large quantities in toys. You can refer to the list of safe and restricted materials in the slides ahead. Now we will discuss age-wise toy segmentation. In this topic, age-wise toy segmentation, we will understand how toys should be selected carefully according to the child's age and developmental stage. In the first year of life, toys mainly support sensory development, motor coordination, and early cognitive exploration. For infants under 4 months, toys such as rattles, rings, mobiles, and musical boxes are commonly used. These toys stimulate visual tracking, auditory response, and early hand movements. At around 2 months and beyond, babies begin to observe shapes and faces. Simple dolls, animal toys, crib gyms, and playmats encourage visual engagement and gentle physical interaction. By 3 months, infants start grasping and squeezing objects. Cradle toys, playpen toys, and soft squeeze toys help develop hand strength and tactile exploration. At 4 months, babies begin mouthing objects as part of sensory learning. Tethers, activity playboards, and bath toys such as small boats or animal support oral sensory development and cause and affect play. Around 6 months, babies become more mobile and curious. Textile or plastic books, wheeled animals or vehicles, simple keyboards and balls help develop motor coordination and early interaction with objects. By 8 months, infants begin experimenting with movement and balance. Toys like roly-poly toys, punching toys, pop-up action toys, thick page books, and soft stacking shapes support problem solving, balance, and hand-eye coordination. As children grow, their play behavior becomes more active, imaginative, and skill-based. So toys must evolve according to their developmental abilities and interests. At around 9 months, babies begin to stand and attempt early movement. Toys such as learn to walk, push toys, and fictional character toys in animal or human forms help develop balance, coordination, and recognition of familiar figures. By 11 months, children become more curious and interactive with objects. Toys like boxes, buckets, bead mazes, tool benches, pounding benches, musical toys, and lightweight balls encourage motor skills, problem solving, and cause and effect learning. Interactive toys such as toy lawn mowers or imitation dashboard panels also introduce early imaginative play. Between 18 months and 24 months, children begin to imitate everyday activities. Sand and water toys, simple building blocks, and basic mechanical toys help develop creative coordination and early role play skills. From 24 months to 36 months, toddlers become more physically active and socially aware. Toys such as pedal vehicles, kick scooters, educational toy tablets, pretend play sets like kitchen or doctor kits, books, and dress up costumes supports physical development, language skills, and imaginative storytelling. At around 2 years and above, creative expression becomes important. Crayons, chalks, felt marker pens, finger paints allow children to explore drawing, coloring, and early artistic skills. Between 3 and 4 years, children enjoy more structured and social play. Toys such as toy bicycles, roller skates, bowling sets, aquatic toys, construction sets, simple robots, doll houses, puppets, and small theater sets help develop coordination, creativity, and collaborative play. As children grow older, their toys become more complex and begin to support logical thinking, creativity, and social interaction. For children between 4 and under 6 years, play becomes more structured and skill based. Toys such as hopscotch games, spinning tops, hula hoops, easy puzzles, logical and mathematical games, cards, stickers, and drawings sets help develop coordination, creativity, coordination, and early problem solving abilities. Musical toys like electronic drums also allow children to explore rhythms and expressions. From 5 years onwards, children begin to enjoy interactive and communication based play. Toys such as jump ropes, functioning walkie talkies, toy telephones, dice games, coin flipping games, and bingo encourages social interaction, rule based play, and group participation. Between 6 and under 8 years, children develop stronger motor skills and cognitive abilities. Toys like skates, mini golf, cricket sets, billiards, table football, and electric car or train tracks promote physical coordination and strategic thinking. Creative toys such as puzzles, folding crafts, origami magic kits, and general knowledge games further support creativity and learning. And children aged 8 to under 14 years, toys become more advanced and intellectually engaging. Scientific kits, technical models, mock up simulation games, and role playing games help children explore science, engineering concepts, strategy, and imagination, preparing them for more complex learning experiences. After understanding the approved safe and restricted materials for toys, as well as age wise toy categories, it is also important to know age appropriate materials, that is, understanding which materials are suitable for different age groups of children and selecting the right materials for each age group is extremely important because infants explore the world mainly through touch and mouthing. Therefore, toys for very young babies must prioritize safety, softness, and non-toxicity. Now let us discuss from the table. For infants under 4 months, toys such as rattles are commonly made from materials like ABS plastic, polypropylene, natural wood, and food grade silicone. These materials are chosen because they are non-toxic, impact resistant, and safe for babies to grasp and mouth. Another common product in this stage is playmats, which are usually made from EVA foam, TPU, cotton, polyester, and PU coating. These materials provide soft cushioning, waterproof surfaces, and easy cleaning, making them safe and hygienic for babies during tummy time and early movement. Similarly, playpen toys are designed using polyester fabrics, PU foam, ABS or PP plastics, food grade silicone, and sometimes wood. These materials are lightweight, tactile, and chew safe, allowing babies to safely interact with them even during unsupervised play with a secure environment. Moving to the 4 to under 8 month age group, babies begin teething and exploring textures more actively. This is why teethers are typically made from food grade silicone, natural latex free rubber, PP plastic, or wood. These materials are BPA free, chew safe, and often textured to help soothe sore gums. For bath time, bath toys are commonly made from natural rubber or soft felt, which are flexible, water resistant, and safe if babies place them in their mouths. Another popular toy at this stage is textile books, made from soft felt or cotton muslin fabrics. These books are lightweight, tear resistant, and safe, encouraging tactile exploration and early visual engagement. For children in the 8 to under 12 months age group, toys are designed to encourage movement, sensory exploration, and early motor development. One common toy is the roly-poly toy, usually made from ABS plastic or polypropylene with a weighted base, containing non-toxic sand or pellets. The rounded structure allows the toy to wobble and return to its upright position, encouraging babies to reach, push, and interact with it safely. Another important category is stacking toys, typically made from EVA foam or wood. These materials are lightweight, non-toxic, and easy for small hands to grasp. Since babies often explore objects by mouthing them, the materials must be safe and smooth. Soft toys are also popular at this stage. They are generally made from organic cotton, soft felt, and safe dyes. These materials are hypoallergenic and gentle, making them suitable for cuddling and sensory comfort. Moving to the 12 to under 18 month age group, toys begin to support balance, walking, and imaginative interaction. For example, a rocking chair designed for toddlers usually has a wooden or plastic frame with foam padding and polyester or cotton covering. This ensures stability and softness, reducing the risk of injury during play. A corn popper toy, often made from ABS plastic with a polycarbonate dome and rubber wheels, is designed to stimulate walking. As the child pushes the toy, colorful balls pop inside the dome, creating sound and visual excitement while supporting early mobility. Similarly, a toy guitar is made from ABS or polypropylene with nylon strings and simple electronic components. The materials are lightweight and durable, while the soft strings ensure safety, allowing children to explore music based sensory play. For children in the 18 to under 24 months age group, toys begin to support exploratory play, coordination, and early problem solving skills. Sand and water toys are commonly made from polypropylene or high density polyethylene, that is HDPE plastic. These materials are durable, non toxic, and resistant to water, making them ideal for outdoor and sensory play. Another popular category is building blocks, which may be made from ABS plastic, EVA foam, or wood. ABS blocks, such as Lego style pieces, provide a click fit mechanism for older toddlers, while foam blocks are softer and safer for younger children. Wooden blocks offer a more eco friendly option and encourage open ended play. Toy vehicles are typically produced using ABS or PP plastic with rubber wheels and sometimes wood. These materials ensure that toys are soothing, rolling, durable, and designed with rounded edges, making them safe for handling and occasional mouthing. Moving to the 24 to under 36 months age group, toys begin to support cognitive development, active play, and creativity. For example, geometric puzzles are often made from smooth wood, MDF, or EVA foam with non toxic paints. The large puzzle pieces help prevent choking hazards while supporting the development of logic, spatial awareness, and hand eye coordination. Pedal vehicles are another popular toy in this age group. They usually have a steel or plastic frame with rubber tires and plastic handles, providing a strong and stable structure that supports active physical play and motor skills development. Crayons are physically made from paraffin wax or beeswax with non toxic pigments. These materials ensure that the crayons are safe even if accidentally mouthed and easy for small hands to grip, encouraging early drawing and creative expression. For children aged 3 to under 4 years, toys become more focused on imagination, social play, and physical coordination. A play kitchen set is commonly made from ABS plastic, wood, or sometimes stainless steel in premium versions. These materials are durable and food safe, making them suitable for imaginative role play activities. In some rural places, play kitchen set is also made of clay. Similarly, a doctor set made from ABS or PP plastic with vinyl and soft rubber components encourages pretend play and storytelling while ensuring that all parts have safe shapes and non toxic materials. And roller skates for beginners are typically made with PVC or PP, metal frames, polyurethane wheels, and foam lining. These materials provide stability, cushioning, and balance support, helping young children develop confidence in movement while ensuring safety. For children in the 4 to under 6 years age group, toys begin to focus more on physical coordination, active play, and social interaction. A common toy in this category is the jump rope, which is typically made from cotton or nylon rope with plastic or rubber handle. These materials provide a soft rope and safe grip, helping children improve coordination, rhythm, and physical activity. Another toy is the hula hoop, usually made from polyethylene or polypropylene hollow tubes. These materials are lightweight and flexible, allowing children to easily spin the hoop and engage in fun movement-based play. Walkie-talkies are also popular in this age group. They are made using ABS plastic, electronic components, and rubber-coated antennas. ABS provides durability and impact resistance, making the toy safe for active play while encouraging communication and imaginative role play. Moving to the 6 to under 8-year age group, toys begin to support strategic thinking, skill development, and more complex play activities. For example, a chess set is commonly made from injection molded plastic or carved wood. These materials provide smooth, child-safe pieces while encouraging strategic thinking, patience, and problem-solving skills. Inline skates are designed with plastic shells made from PP, PU wheels, metal frames, and foam lining. These materials offer stability, durability, and cushioning, helping children developing balance, mobility, and confidence during movement. Another classic toy is the yo-yo, which can be made from polycarbonate, ABS plastic, or wood. These materials are lightweight and impact resistant, making the toy durable and easy for children to learn coordination and timing. And for older children in the 8 to under 14 years age group, toys become more educational, technical, and skill oriented. Science kits are designed using polypropylene test tubes and beakers, paper instruction manuals, safe experiment powders, and polycarbonate safety goggles. These materials ensure safe, supervised experiments, encouraging curiosity and interest in science and learning. Model airplanes are typically made from polystyrene or ABS plastic parts with decals, and sometimes die-cast metal components. These lightweight materials allow children to assemble detailed models, helping develop fine motor skills, patience, and cognitive abilities. As children grow older, toys gradually shift from simple sensory play to motor skill-based strategic and educational activities. And the choice of materials plays a key role in ensuring safety, durability, and developmental benefits. As we conclude this lecture, it is important to recognize that toy safety is a fundamental responsibility in toy design and manufacturing. Toys are used by one of the most vulnerable groups, that is, children. Therefore, every material component and design decision must prioritize safety, durability, and compliance with international regulations. For designers and manufacturers, understanding the standards is not only about meeting legal requirements, but also about building trust with consumers and assessing global markets. By selecting safe materials, designing toys suitable for specific age groups, and following international safety guidelines, we can create toys that are not only engaging and educational, but also responsible and safe. Now, let us end this lecture with thought-provoking question. How can toy designers balance creativity and innovation with strict international safety standards to ensure toys remain both engaging for children and safe for global markets? Think about it. See you in the next lecture. Till then, have fun.